Greeting all the young people of South Africa. Good evening. President of the South African Youth Economic Council, Mr. Kanakana, the Executive Chairman, Mr. Bonga Makanya, and all other leaders of the South African Youth Council who are here this evening. Apart from Minister Lindiwe Zulu, there may be other ministers I haven't seen. If they are here, I also greet them, Deputy Minister. But in particular, let me greet the captains of the industry. I do hope that they will give the Youth Council money this evening. Very much for youth. But a greeting to all of you. Someone said earlier that this is not a night of speeches. I think it's a night of reflection that were mentioned earlier. So I won't bore you with a long speech. Safe to say that as young people in this country, please know that you have our support. I'm very happy when I see young people being innovative, having a vision, and that's really what we want to see happening. You must give yourself a big round of applause. Comrade Bonga, you insisted that we need to come and engage with the youth. I know that as we were struggling with when we can do it, and some people were blackmailing me. You were the leader of the youth yourself, and you have never been engaging with the youth. So I realized that, you know what, it's true. I need to engage with the youth. So I'm happy to be here this evening, to be talking to you. I want in particular to say that the President was talking about this evening will have our support. I've noted that there is the Mvelapanda Center for Maths, Science and Innovation that the Youth Council has started. We're going to support you in that regard. There's your investment arm, I think if I get it correct, is Locha Investments. Locha Investments, which you are working on investing in mining in that regard. Now, to really understand that South Africa is not a poor country. Earlier, he up the sleeping giant. Now that call is for you, the youth. Because if you just listen to the minerals that he was quoting, then you realize that, but in the past, in South Africa, we mine many of our minerals them, right? So we mine Vuslag, so you do a lot of mining, you send to China. And then China takes these products, they make nice jewelry, and they sell it back to us. Yeah, that's what is happening. We are the people who consume. So we take our minerals out, sell them, and we buy finished products. And then turn that around. You must turn that around. So you must insist on beneficiation. It can be done overnight, of course. You may still keep exporting some, but begin the process of beneficiation locally. Because if you do so, you will create employment, particularly amongst young people. Because we all complain about unemployment. So one of the biggest ways of creating employment is to beneficiate our minerals here in South Africa. We can do it. Someone said earlier, I think it was the president, we can't grow the economy if there's no reliable energy. It's true. I agree with you. That's why if you listen to Minister Ramukopa, he always talks about AF. I'm sure you have heard him. EAF. Every time he speaks, it's called Energy Availability Factor. That's what gives him nightmares and sleepless nights. Because for us to power the economy, our energy must be available when we need it. But more importantly, entrepreneurs need the reliability to push their businesses. So the president was saying to me, I must say tonight, what are we doing to deal with this problem? Now, I'm going to tell you firstly, what is the problem? We are moving to green energy. So it's called the just transition. So everybody in the world says, let's go. This thing of using coal is a problem. These emissions, and look at global warming now. We've got a lot of floods and all those things because of the problem of global warming. We agree. Let's deal with this problem of global warming. Now, I said one day to Minister Gwede, we've got a lot of coal in South Africa. We know that as we go on just transition, everybody's saying you have to stop using coal for your base load. You must transition. And I said to Minister Mantashe, yes, we have to, but we do have power stations coal at the moment. What do we do with them? And that's where the first problem came, because we were committed to engage in a just transition. We never maintained our power stations. We didn't. So when that guy arrived at ESCOM, okay. No, let me show respect. When Mr. Direct arrived at ESCOM, there was little maintenance happening because we are going that side. So why maintain these? Big mistake. Because as you transition into the new era of clean energy, you have to be able to maintain what you have until you don't need it. That's how life works. You don't stop what you have and say, "Sengiyahamba." You leave everything. You have to maintain your power station because you're going to burn coal for a while before you have added clean energy, the renewables. So that's what Ramkopa is doing now, is doing maintenance. It's ramping up maintenance because others, those power stations are not working because they were not maintained. So I always say when I address this matter, I say to people, you want to go to a new era where you're going to be using clean energy, that's fine. But as you go on this road, as you transit on this road, you can't do it in the dark. You can't transition in the dark. Because that's what's going to happen to us. With our ambition to move to clean energy, we put ourselves in darkness. So Minister Ramkopa then said, I'm going to take out a number of power stations out for maintenance so that bring them back and they will be able to give us energy, enough electricity to be able to power the economy, create necessary employment, make sure businesses are working. So he said to me the last time, you know, the difficulty is that when I do that, it's going to lead to load shedding because I'm taking these out for maintenance. So a few weeks ago, you realize that we went right up to stage 6 because a number of those power stations were taken out for maintenance. The good news is that he then said to me that by this week, Unit 4 of Kusile will be back with 3,000 megawatts. And there's Unit 1, 2, and 3 and others that are going to come in. So we will reach December having clawed back 6,000. So we won't have Christmas in the dark. But the problem is that that's not the long-term solution. Then said, you know what? I may be able with these interventions take us through, but we may get into trouble with the winter of next year if we don't generate more now. So what is the challenge now? We must ramp up generation. Now, we must start ramping up generation because if we don't, this will be a short-term solution that will not be there as you hit winter next year. So we are busy now maintaining whatever we can, but we want entrepreneurs to come in and come with new generation. There was a time when South Africa was giving Eskom a monopoly of generating and so. Now we want the private business to come in. Are you ready for that? You as young people, that's the opportunity. South Africa needs generation. Because if we don't put up structures that will give us increased generation, we're going to get into trouble. But the trouble doesn't end there. The minister said to me, you know, once I sort out generation, I have another problem. So I said, what's the other problem? It says transmission capacity not enough in South Africa. So I may generate but not be able to put it to the grid. So we now need to sort out transmission as well. So we have two problems: ramp up generation and sort out the capacity for transmission. All of them needs entrepreneurs to come in. So I don't want all of you to go complaining and say, no, the South African government does not want us. I'm inviting you. Come, let's go and address these issues. Come with your companies. Let's go and address this issue so that the energy availability factor can be settled. We can do it. So those who think that we have a problem that we can't solve, it's not true. We just need to remain as resilient people, determined. We will be able to do it. So that's one. So the issue of energy is been taken care of. Then the second one that young people should pay attention to, the issue of infrastructure generally. The president indicated that our approach now is to grow the through investment in infrastructure. We need to build more roads, dams, schools, clinics. So there is a lot of work that must come through infrastructure. And with men with business, and business less partner, contact. I'm sure, Mr. Zungu, you that there have been these discussions. There was a time when business was that they are ready, but the government is not ready. But since then, there have been meetings. I've met with business twice. The president has met with business twice. So we are now making sure that that social compact works, because there's a lot of resources in the private sector. The private sector, a lot of resources. We want to bring those resources on board so that we can work together to drive growth, particularly infrastructure. There are also programs for young people. I'm sure you are aware of what we call the Youth Employment Service Program. It was launched in 2018 by the president. That program is very important, and I think the Youth Council must try and engage with us on it to look at how people can benefit from that program. It particularly gives young people opportunities to be able to know what's happening, where can they get opportunities for work, for businesses, and so on. Because we don't encourage our young people only to be job seekers. Because President, you have finished at VETS, now you're looking for a job. We want to give you an opportunity to start a business yourself, start a business and employ others. So one of the things that the president has asked me to do is to drive what we call the Human Resource Development Council to look at the issue of skills in the economy. Because sometimes there's a mismatch. I think you were saying that, President, that many young people go for social sciences, but we need engineers. Day before yesterday, I was addressing, in fact, I think it was yesterday, engineers from all over Africa, about 500 engineers. We need support for this. We need more young people to be trained, to be supported, because we don't have a lot of engineers. And I'm sure all of you will agree that engineering is a backbone of everything. You want to build a bridge, you want to build a house, this venue where we are, you need engineers. But you need qualified engineers. You need engineers who are registered, not just qualified, registered. And that was one of the complaints they raised with me. Many of the South African engineers have not been registered. So we need to sort that out, because if you are not registered as an engineer, nobody trusts you. We don't know if what you're coming up is building that's going to fall. So we are going to help them to speed up the process of registering the engineers, but also training more. I would like the South African Youth Council to look into that and look at how we can put more skills towards engineering, get more students who should take up subjects that would take them in that direction, the STEM subjects, science, mathematics, engineering, etc. So that's what we must do. But I'm confident that what you have started, and I'm told that you started the Economic Council last year. Yeah, it's a good thing. And I think let's assist you to succeed. Because if we don't focus on the economy, nothing will work. There's no country anybody can tell me and say that country is so successful that we must applaud the young people going on. But I really just want to applaud you. I'm sure there are others here who are part of the leadership of the National Youth Development Agency. I'm told that the National Youth Development Agency and the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller have launched a 60 million rand youth enterprise fund. I think the president is the one we were talking about. They said that the idea is to support youth-owned businesses as part of the integrated youth development strategy. I think that's a good idea. And I'm happy that this has been launched. Please take advantage of that. Those young people want to go into mining. One of the biggest challenges in mining is exploration. You're going to need funding. Mining is a very expensive exercise, but the barrier to entry starts there. Because you have to spend so much, you can see a cent. So who gets to do it? Those who have deep pockets. Who are they? So we as government must help you. And I'm sure people who are progressive like Vuslat will partner with us to create this funding to be strong to support this. People who are progressive like Vuslat will partner with us to create this funding to be strong to support these young people to get there. And otherwise, the face of mind is not going to change. You will come with nice ideas and so on. They're like, okay, can you go and do exploration? You're going to do that geoscience. He was talking about it's very expensive to find out what is underground. So let's support this funding, and I think we need to grow it. And government can do it. When I was in Gauteng, and you will remember, when I was the MEC for Finance, I got to my department for the first time and I said to them, how do you support small businesses? And they said to me, I said, I mean, do you have a desk or somewhere where small businesses come to you and you support them? They said, no, we don't have. So I said to the DG, I think we should start an agency that can support small businesses. As MEC for Finance, I was responsible for holding treasury, so it was easy for me. I called the DG and said, put 300 million behind this. And it was that holding enterprise, and that's how it was started. I said to her, put 300 million behind it, let's start supporting small, medium enterprise. I'm happy that it's still there. I don't know if it's getting more funding. I must check with the new MEC there. But to see how the enterprise propeller partnering with NYDA, creating a fund is a good thing. Because our young people are not going to succeed in the economy of this country if they don't have the government behind them. Let me conclude. Just a few points. I want you as young people to prioritize the creation of mass youth employment and business opportunities. You as young people. I think you have been led by old people for too long. Take the lead. You say that slogan means exactly that. Don't go behind old people. Because you have the ideas, you have the energy, the old people will support. Take the lead. And by implementing new innovative ideas, you will definitely foster entrepreneurship. Implementing new innovative ideas, you will definitely foster entrepreneurship. But please enhance vocational training. We are going to look at how we ensure that we have access to finance, because that's what young people don't have. So we are going to help you and make sure that that happens. I want to leave you with this because they are very important. Frantz Fanon said the following: each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it. So as you sit here tonight, it's easy that you may betray your mission by not doing certain things. So I would like you to fulfill your mission. In a country like South Africa, where you have so much support from the elders, you can't fail. Go for it. You have our support. So I want to conclude by saying to the youth, you should not shy away from taking the lead. I think Minister Zulu was really agitating you. Go out there, hustle and trouble people. So do it, because that's how you're going to win. Earlier on, I had said to the organizers that I would like to leave. So they said, no, when you finish speaking, leave. But I've decided, no, I will stay. But